Hi everybody, I'm Paul Bolton. We're here in the UK. I'm going to put some tyres on my bike. This is going to be a specific hard enduro setup because look where we are. We're in a paradise for hard enduro, Calm Quarry in the UK. Let's get stuck in. I'm going to run through various different mousse choices, tyre choices, etc. But I'm going to go for my favourite one right now. So let's get involved. I'm going to go for the 9100 Terra Force front. This one in a green stripe pattern, so that's the compound is the green stripe, and now we've got this newer, stronger carcass that I absolutely love this tyre, and I'm going to run it with the 9100 mousse as well. So we'll chuck that on the bike right now. So a lot of people get scared about changing tyres with mousses, but if you know the technique, which I'm going to run through now in a minute, it's so easy. Most important thing about mousses is lubing it. If you lube it regularly, then it will last a lot longer as well. So it is like a maintenance thing. How much you ride, how fast you ride, where you ride, how much water you ride through, all depends on how much you do it, how long your mousse lasts. So if one guy say he gets so much out of his mousse, another guy might be riding somewhere else in the world, he won't get as long out of it. It is all about where you ride and what you do with your bike. So anyway, let's get this into it. So, bit of a chop suey, there you go. Tube into the tyre like this first. Just keep flicking it round. Save a little bit for the outside, and then get your fingers in there and just rub it round. The 9100 mousse. So these are all normal things. Some people ask questions about these sometimes. It's just the injection, it's where the mousse was made, it's how they're made, so don't worry about them at all. And just take your time, it should all fold in. And then now, a little bit on the inside. So once we've got the lube on and the lube's inside and behind the tyre, this lube actually comes in the box as well, so when you get a mousse, so yeah, it's all ready to go. Now we've checked the rotation, it's going that way down, and the rim lock's going to be here, my disc's down, so the wheel's rotating that way. And then all we've got to do now, quite an important bit, I always start with the rim lock like this. You just push it out and let the lower part of the bead slip under the rim lock, and then you can just give it a couple of little pushes down just so it starts going on. And then really important that you use this part of the tyre lever now. So that side's for taking it off, and then this side's for fitting it on. Just start slowly. So I try to lift up a little bit so I don't scratch the rim too much as well. And sometimes the tyre sits up now, but you've just got to give it a push down everywhere, make sure it's all behind in the right places. And then I take the rim lock now to the tyre changer on this side. Again, I start with this side again. I go in and over and just lock it in behind here. Lever there, and then we'll start working around this way, and then we'll finish with the rim lock. So little pieces, one, and then down and round again. So sometimes once it starts getting tight now, we need to get this side down. So, and then we've just got to get this last thing in. And then once this is out, take that out. And just push that last little piece on. There you go. That means the rim locks in nicely. You can check all the way around the outside that it's on the bead this side. It's on the bead already, so now just got to tighten up the rim lock. Once it's in the front pads, I'm going to get it lined up on this side, but this is always the tricky one. There we go, she's in now. A couple little gentle taps, shouldn't need too much force. And then that is the front wheel done. Brakes are pumped up, rim locks are tight, we've checked our spokes, forks are in line. Everything's tight, done. Boom, front's done. We're going to move to the back. So, minefield, so many different variations, so many different tyre choices, so many different mousse choices, but I'm going to go for the EF Pro with a 120 soft mousse, because that for me is the best all-rounder for my weight, the type of riding that I like to do, not just in a race, let's say, but just general riding with my friends, etc. So that's my all-round package, and yeah, let's get it in the tyre now. So in hard enduro, we have 2 rim locks, so it's a little bit trickier to fit the tyre, but now some of the pros, because some tyres just really don't stay on the rim, they're trying to have up to 5 rim locks in the rear wheel now. And yeah, crazy, but if you break one, you've got another one to back you up, because when we run such soft setups, sometimes in the longer distance races, you know, one rim lock can break, and if it's just on one, you're going to be struggling with the tyre maybe coming off the rim or something like that. So the rim locks, and good rim locks, are really, really vital in hard enduro. So, and you can usually go in without even using this with a hard enduro setup. Like the front, we could just push it straight off, but with this one, we're going to have to help it over one of the other rim locks now. So, and just push it down where we can, but don't rush this bit. Make sure it's down where you can, but it's still on this rim lock, and it's still on this rim lock. So I need to get it over this rim lock before I can push it all the way off. And this is where I think a lot of people go wrong when you're running 2 rim locks and they're sweating. So I usually just get 2 tyre levers in. I'll do it round here. One there. I just gently pull it up. And then the third one, I push in and then just let it all slide over. That way you help it clean over the rim lock. And now we should be able to push the tyre completely off the wheel. So 120 soft is my favourite for the type of riding that I do. I think it's very all round, and it lasts really well as well for a soft mousse. You can go softer than this one as well with a 140, but it's actually flatter, so there's not as much in the tyre in the big scheme of things. And then you can also go, if you're a bigger guy, heavier guy, you can go for a 140 soft as well. So you'll still have a bit of squish, but yeah, it'll fill that tyre for you. Obviously, if you're heavier or lighter, you choose the mousse to suit you and the type of riding that you do as well. So tyre wise, 140 EF Pro. So this only comes in a double green compound. So this one has got a slightly less in the structure. It's a really cool design as well. Very, very good in dirt also. and also lasts well. You know, it's a soft tyre, but it actually lasts really well as well. So yeah, very good tyre. And you mark it up with the right mousse for the right conditions, depending on from where you are in the world. And yeah, you'll have a really good fun day out with your mates. And you're probably going to get up the hill before your mates as well. So a lot of people say, you know, that maybe haven't done as much testing or as much racing or here and there, but a 120 mousse in a 140 tyre, they say it's like you shouldn't do it. And the tyre's designed for a 140. You know, the tyre's designed to get grip, and when you do things like this, you get even more grip. So it's all about that footprint on the ground, and as long as you've got the rim locks in and it holds it in position, you'll have a really good footprint on the ground, and you'll get so much traction. So a lot of people do this, have been doing this for a long time. I'm not preaching to them guys, I'm preaching to the guys that are coming into the sport and want some more grip so they can go more places and have some more fun. Rotation, different on this one, it has arrows all the way around the tyre, so it's already the right side. Sprockets down, sprockets on the left. We'll flip it on, flip it under one rim lock first, get it on most of the way, and then we'll flip it over, get the rim lock on, and then flip it back. So a little bit of patience on the rear. And yeah, you can see how much bigger these rim locks are on the back. Rim lock, let's start to push down. So you can see now, when I pull it off, that it's not behind the rim lock there. And over, push it back with your fingers, and now it's behind the rim lock now. Flick it over again. Now we can finish it off. So with the softer mousses, and like the 140 Extreme, you should always check that the mousse is on the top side of the rim lock, so it's on that one. We'll just check the other, because sometimes the rim lock, it grabs between the rim lock and the bead and the rim, and then it will obviously chew the mousse a bit as well if you do that. And now I'm just going to carry on working round. So I've already got to the second rim lock here. If it's not going on for any reason, then if you've not got a compressed air or anything like that, like if I was at home, I could blow it on with the airline, blow it up, and then just let it go down again. But you can also put it in the bike and you can spin it, and you leave the rim locks loose, spin the wheel, and the centrifugal force pops it onto the rim. And you can also ride down the road a little bit, and it should pop on nicely. There's a bit of squish already, so that footprint's going to be really good, and when it wraps around the rocks or it's in the dirt, it'll pull me up. So the whole idea with the super soft tyres as well is you try not to let them spin, you try to let the tyre do the work for you, then you can relax, and then when you really need to get into it, you've got a nice tyre to keep you to the end of the race. You don't want to spin and burn them out. Nice little top tip. Right then, it's time to go riding.